Hello, happy Wednesday. You are more than halfway there, so stick in there and you'll get through it, okay? Friday's just around the corner. Thank you for tuning into the Katie Sassine Show. As always, I'm your host. Remember, you can follow me on Twitter at KatieFYNTV, email me at katie@fetchernews.com, and please follow our Fetcher News page for all the latest updates at Fetcher News on YouTube. And you can go to our website, Fetcher News, for article updates, to purchase merchandise, lovely Fetcher News mugs. And what are we missing? We have a Fetcher News Twitter, FYNTV Twitter. And if you're not tuning in live, remember the Katie Sassine Show airs live Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. every Monday through Friday, so don't miss a beat. This Friday, we'll be at Sycamore Lane outside in the beautiful Blue Ridge weather, if the weather does permit. Moving from Blue Jeans Pizza to Sycamore Crossing, so I'm excited to be back for Friday after being out last week especially, and Sycamore Crossing is going to be beautiful, so I'm very excited about that, and Fetcher News getting to promote outdoors. So it's going to be a lot of fun for all of us. It's going to be Sam and my first time on Sycamore. Have you been out to Sycamore filming yet, Sam?
Not filming, but yes, I've been there.
So it'll be our first time, both of us, on set there, so you can come visit us on set in beautiful Blue Ridge, Georgia at Sycamore Lane. Sycamore Lane. So, what's new in Georgia news? Well, I might have said Tuesday. You know, there's 2 days of the week that start with a T. I guess they get a little flip-flopped. You know, like the MacArthurs, the McDougals, and the McCarthys. If you were with us Monday, you know what I'm talking about. Kevin, I'm not even going to try to go there. So, what happened recently in Georgia? Nathan Deal approves campus carry. Campus carry, concealed carry on university campus. This was declared May 4th, last Thursday, and it's approved by our Governor Nathan Deal, even though it's been recently rejected. Last year, this same legislation was rejected, but now it's been approved. And Nathan Deal has some choice words to say about why he did this. He said at their present time, assailants can and do target these students knowing full well that their victims are not permitted to carry protection. Deal said, even though those who are weapons carry license holders, because they're either going to or coming from a campus where no weapons are allowed, they will be targeted by assailants. And most of these assailants know that these campuses are free of guns. It's just a free-for-all. They know that if they walk into a classroom and whether it's some psychopath or, you know, some guy who's claiming insanity and who's usually normal, or someone who is doing it in the name of their God, whoever that God may be, they will know that guns are prohibited to carry on campus, and that if they decide to go into a classroom and shoot, they're shooting defenseless students. I don't even think that we're supposed to bring pocket knives on campus. So your only chance is to run up and stab the guy in the neck with a pencil. I mean, I took a self-defense class at Kennesaw State University, and we had a real discussion about this. We said, and we were in favor in that class of campus carry, because why? We were in self-defense class. So we are all these people that have decided to take a self-defense class. We've been in situations before where we've needed to defend ourselves and haven't had the means to. That's usually the type of people that end up in these courses, right? Mostly females too. So interestingly enough, in a self-defense course, without asking which political party you adhere to, all of the girls and guys in this class wanted campus carry. After they heard the argument for it, after they heard what Nathan Deal said in that quote that we just read, and my argument, because they understand that, yeah, most of the people on record that go into campuses and shoot up the place, well, they have the gun from their parents. They don't have a license. And when they've walked into the classroom, no one has been able to shoot them back and defend the people in the classroom. No one's been able to reach over to their side and go, bam! Instead, they're just held hostage, and they had to sit like this on the ground because they had no means to protect themselves except for a pencil. A pencil. And if the whole class can't come together and attack the guy at once, well, they don't really stand a chance. When someone walks into the classroom with a weapon, you're supposed to attack. Everyone's supposed to attack. That's what they told us in self-defense class. That's the only means to assure survival of anyone. Because if you don't, then they can line you up against a wall and systematically kill each and every one of you. Believe it or not, you might say that I'm fear-mongering. You might say that I'm trying to scare you. But this has really happened to people that were once living and are now dead. So when you put that into perspective and realize that this actually does happen to people that were once alive and no longer are, that had families and friends, and you might want to think, well, you know what? Maybe I would want someone in the classroom who has a license and who knows how to shoot a gun to be able to defend us from a psychopath or a terrorist with a gun. Bear in mind, I didn't just say terrorist, okay? I'm not pinpointing any particular group of people that would do this. I said psychopath, a normal person in a moment of insanity, or a terrorist. So I don't want to be called any isms or any ist, like a racist or a nationalist or any of those other labels that a liberal has called me, that liberals have called me before on Facebook anymore, okay? I'm tired of the name calling. I'm tired of being accused of things that I'm not, because I believe in protecting the country first. Trump is an America First candidate. If you didn't vote for him, well, then you should have done some studying and realized that that's the president that he is, so you could know to keep your mouth quiet or to be peaceful at least when you're protesting about things you disagree with. He's an America First president. There's 40% of Americans that didn't vote this year. If you're one of them, keep your mouth shut. Nobody wants to hear it, you know? If you're going to just talk the talk and not walk the walk, then you're not talking for any, you're not talking for any reason. You're just wasting air. So leave it up to the people that actually want to make a difference, not the people that just talk about it, you know? And you can be that person that just wants to talk the talk today, and you can decide, well, I want to walk the walk, and you can do that. You can make that change for yourself. So we already showed the video of Nathan Deal on university campus, didn't we? No. We didn't. Okay. So what we're going to do right now is show the video of Governor Nathan Deal and his approval of concealed carry on university campus. Let's check it out.
On Thursday, Georgia Governor Nathan Deal signed legislation allowing people with permits to carry concealed handguns on Georgia's public college campuses. This comes despite university leaders' objections and Deal's own veto of a campus carry measure last year. The governor signed this year's legislation without a public ceremony. He explained in a written message that he was swayed by the addition of campus locations where concealed handguns won't be allowed. These include on-campus preschools, faculty or administration offices, disciplinary hearings, and areas attended by high school students who take college classes.
Welcome back to the Katie Sassine Show. So Nathan Deal has made it very clear that he is in support of concealed handgun carry on campus. These aren't going to be students walking around with machine guns, people. This isn't going to be like a COD, Call of Duty, whatever you call it, video game set, where we've got people dressed up as soldiers running around with machine guns on their back. It's not going to be anything crazy like that. This is concealed handgun carry as a means for defense. And not only as a means for defense, but at the college campus itself, but to and from the college campus, because if someone knows you and they know that you're a college student and they've got something against you and they have a moment of insanity, or they're a psychopath, or they're a terrorist, or there's someone that's out to get you, and they know that you're not allowed to have guns at campus because they could kick you off of campus and take away your right to a college education and whatever, say that and say this to you, and who knows what certain states would penalize these students for doing, you know, then that person who's trying to attack you knows that you don't have a means to defend yourself. Now, what if you did have a means to defend yourself? That might deter the assailant from attacking you altogether. That might deter the attack altogether. So not only will this help protect people when attackers strike, but this will deter attacks before they even happen. Have you ever heard of a little thing called nuclear deterrence? Did you ever hear of the nonviolent Cold War? Well, if you have been living on planet Earth, and especially if you live in the United States and you've gone to class at least half the time, then you might have heard about that Cold War and about the fact that it was nonviolent, and that the reason it was nonviolent was because of nuclear deterrence. Now, a little thing that parallels nuclear deterrence is campus carry. If you've got assailants that are trying to attack people that can attack them back, well, guess what? you've got not concealed carry deterrence, but you've got campus attack deterrence. You have gun deterrence. Okay? We don't have nuclear deterrence here, but this is deterrence to use gun violence. Now, what are the criminals going to do now? They're going to find worse weapons, right? They're going to find greater means to attack people on campus, maybe, because they know that other people could have guns. Now, what's that going to require? Well, more black market trading. Black market trading, getting more unusual things illegally that would be easier to trace, possibly. So I don't know. What are people going to resort to? I personally think that, when you're in a moment of insanity, you're going to reach for a gun. You're not going to come up with some intricate plan and, create your own grenade. You're going to reach for a gun. And it's something convenient that a lot of people have, or that a lot of people can get access to relative to other kinds of weapons. Now, I call it gun deterrence. Allow campus carry, concealed handgun carry on campus, so that assailants know they will be attacked back if they attack. And then you create deterrence for the attack altogether. It's a theory, but that's just the way I see it. So until recently, until Nathan Deal approved campus carry, Georgia had expressly prohibited the carrying of firearms in school safety zones, even by concealed carry weapons permit holders. So you could even be a concealed carry permit holder by state. But when you are on school campus, that law is non-existent. Well, almost. So school safety zones include the campus of any public or private technical school, vocational school, college, university, or institution of post-secondary education. So that includes my university, Kennesaw State University. That includes, for those of you in Athens, University of Georgia. That includes everyone, West Georgia, Georgia Southern. Oh gosh, Savannah College of Art and Design. I doubt that they really care. Just saying. So this is, here's the thing, is that there are no exceptions to this rule. Let's say there was recently an attack on campus. Let's say someone was threatened. There's no exceptions to the rule. Well, at least until Nathan Deal decided to change his mind last Thursday. So the police, the participants at a shooting event, it doesn't matter. No concealed handgun carry on campus. You can find that information on armedcampuses.org. If you're curious, armedcampuses.org. They have statistics for not only individual states, but for the world as a whole. So more from armedcampuses.org. Campus carry is under state jurisdiction. Majority of the 4,400 colleges and universities in the United States prohibit carrying of firearms on their campuses. Pro-gun movement in the United States is currently promoting legislation and litigation to force colleges and universities to allow concealed guns on campus. So, pro-gun movements want to push, or this website said force, we never know of what political identity the person writing this website is. We can see traces that maybe it was someone who was from the left. Pro-gun movement in the U.S. is promoting legislation and litigation to, quote-unquote, force colleges and universities to allow concealed guns on campus. Schools in Arkansas, Colorado, Idaho, Kansas, Mississippi, Oregon, Utah, Tennessee, Texas, and Wisconsin, and now Georgia, are now required in various ways to allow the carrying of firearms on the premises. Premises of campuses, classrooms, dormitories, parking lots, on school premises. So, we're going to have to take a quick break. When we get back, we're going to check out a video of what students at KSU, my university, Kennesaw State University, had to say about campus carry. And why or why not they are in favor of it. Let's see what most of them have to say when we get back on the Katie Sassine Show.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
Better days ahead at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. We make everything better. It all starts with a huge new Chevy selection. Then we heap on the discounts to make sure your Chevy price is the lowest you'll find anywhere. And if you like great customer service, you'll love it at Days. Bigger selection, lower prices, easy financing, and great customer service. Your better day is just ahead at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevys cost less. Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet. Find new roads.
El Rey and Ellijay.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated, and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey and Ellijay.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in Ellijay next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in Ellijay next to Walmart.
Hello, thank you for tuning in to the Katie Sassine Show. Thanks for staying with us. Now, as promised, we're going to show a video of Kennesaw State University students on campus carry. Let's check out what they had to say.
I mean, I'm always concerned about like all those campus shootings and school shootings and stuff.
There should at least be somebody there who can defend themselves.
A female can feel protected if she was able to carry a gun.
It's definitely something good. Have the ability to defend themselves if need be, fight back rather than just, you know, being another target.
I honestly don't think there's a point to carry a gun on campus.
Kids our age should not be allowed to carry guns around on campus.
I disagree with the campus carry bill.
Well, I'm kind of paranoid when people have guns around me because I was in areas where people had guns around me.
What are the risks that we would face doing that?
The question of like, who knows what they're going to do with the weapon and why they're carrying it.
He can just feel the need to want to use it just because he thinks he's quote unquote cool.
That makes campus a lot less safe.
If you go to a party and something happens and you're carrying a gun, people are going to make decisions that they're going to regret one day.
Do you know how often I get like road rage? If I had a gun on me, just...
I think that it's a great way to protect yourself.
Guns in the proper hands do make us safer on campus.
But at the same time, I don't feel like every person should be able to carry a gun on campus.
If someone were coming to murder people at the school, they would probably be using an automatic weapon, and I don't think that someone's gun would be able to stop them.
Okay, so some very interesting input. It was about half and half. Those for and against campus carry. Hey, Winston, are you there?
Yes, I'm there. Hello.
Hello, everyone. So, hello, Winston. We have a caller today. Mr. Winston, he goes to Kennesaw State University. Isn't that right?
Yes, it is.
And you're a very active student, aren't you? You're involved in a couple organizations?
Yes, many organizations. They're there to create history.
Exactly. I completely agree. Do you want to share with us the organizations that you're involved with at Kennesaw State?
Well, I am a part of the KSU Sculpture Club, and I'm very proudly, a part of the KSU Elevated Productions organization. We've done very great things on campus, and I'm looking to further build our reputation on, for our future. As am
I. If you haven't heard of Elevated Productions, I'm a part of that organization on campus. We are a liaison for venues and artists. We are looking to promote all things art on campus, and we are an official Owl Life organization, so you can check us out online if you're interested in seeing what we're all about. So Winston is a part of that as well, and I know that Winston's a very involved student. He cares about issues on campuses, and he cares about what's going on at Kennesaw State University, more importantly, if I can speak on your behalf.
Yes, you can. Yes.
So then it wouldn't surprise me if Winston had an opinion on this issue. Winston, what do you think about concealed handgun carry? So Nathan Deal, let me just tell you what happened. Nathan Deal said, at the present time, assailants that want to attack students can target these students knowing full well that they are victims, at these schools are not permitted to carry protection. He also said even those who are weapons carry license holders that are students, because they're either going to or from campus, they will not have a weapon on them. And what he's saying is that knowing that they will not have a weapon on them if they're attacked actually, incites more attacks. So if we were to, prohibit, if we were to allow concealed carry, then the assailants who are trying to attack students would know, well, they might have a weapon to attack me back, so maybe I shouldn't attack them. Now, what do you think? Do you think that concealed carry is a deterrent for attacks? Do you think it's necessary for defense on campus?
Yes, I think it's very necessary for defense on campus. There aren't exactly enough officers at any given time everywhere on campus. So I think those of us who do have, guns and have a license to carry them can help out if needed, but that should be a last resort. However, in the event that something goes down randomly, then all of that's out the window and, you're free to be a hero.
What do you mean? Let's say what do you mean? Can you explain what you mean by that?
So, me and you could be in class, and for whatever reason, someone just comes into the classroom, or someone's already in the classroom with a gun. If someone else, who has a gun is able to restrain, the perpetrator, that will be a good thing, because there isn't necessarily law enforcement on campus at all times.
Right, I agree. Now, why do we have to distinguish between carrying on campus and, carrying a handgun, concealed handgun in everyday life? Why are students not trusted with concealed handguns? Why do you think this is? Why can't students have handguns just like every other civilian?
I think the mentality may be to prevent all potential cases instead of trying to cure things if something does go down. It's very precautionary. I understand why they did so, but I don't know. It's a very fine line, because, if you allow everybody to carry guns, those who have the guns I guess, won't change, and those who will get guns will be very afraid, so things may happen. It's I don't know. It's very icky.
Right. It is, and I think if we do allow, I think there's going to be a lot of protests for this after the fact, of course. The bill's already been passed now, but of course, now that it's happened, there's going to be that aftershock. I think we might see some protests. And it was interesting that someone had went around and made a video of students in support and against the bill. And it was about half and half, which is, I guess, what I would expect at a college campus in a red state. But if you had to make this law, what would you do? If it was up to you for this bill to pass, what would you do? I mean, would you support it when it comes down to it, or do you not know? It's okay if you don't know.
The thing is, I care about our safety, but the thing is, when people say that, it's, do you sacrifice liberty for safety, and so on and so forth. I think this may not be the way to handle it. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I'm not a politician, but
what's the other choice? What's the other choice? The other choice, they have to make everyone go through a metal detector every day before they enter anywhere on the premises? And how can they do that if the premises include parking lots and parking garages? I mean, then that would be total police state. So So that's the only other option. But the way the way I see it, I was explaining a story of when I was in self-defense class, and if we had someone walk in the room, and this is the only time I've ever discussed this scenario in a class, and it was in self-defense class, and we even discussed what we would do if someone walked in with a gun, because that was a hypothetical question as part of a kind of an assignment. And are you still with us, Winston? Is he still with us? Okay, he's disconnected. We'll see if we can get him back on the line. You try to get him back on the line, Sam? All right, so we got Winston off the line. What are we at time-wise?
You got 7 minutes.
Okay, Winston's cut off. We'll see if he calls us back. If he calls us back, we can get him back on the line. Until then, we'll see. So, anyway, we saw that video of people on campus expressing that they were in favor or they were against the bill. And, it's half and half. But the way I see it is that if someone walks into the classroom that I'm sitting in, I want there to be someone in that classroom who has a permit, a carry permit, who can protect people in the classroom, who can pull out a handgun. Even if it's just a handgun up against a machine gun, it's a lot better than a pencil. Because the only plan of defense that we had in my self-defense class was everybody attack the perpetrator, the assailant is what they call it, walking in the room. And the odds that everyone in the class is going to have the ability, but not only that, they also need training. The odds that the whole class is going to be able to know that that's the plan is highly unlikely, which is why I support campus carry, because we do need a means to defend ourselves. And it's the whole concept of deterrence. If someone knows that they can be attacked back, they are far less likely to attack, because they themselves, just like they're worried about other people's survival, are worried about their own survival. They want to live. So just imagine if campus carry had been allowed by the time we had that discussion in self-defense class, and we would say, well, who has a carry license? Who has a license permit? And so would raise their hand, and we would be like, okay, well, you will be the one who will attack back the assailant. Now, what's something else they could do? They could put a cop in every classroom, but that still does not take care of the fact that students have to travel to and from the premises on campus. Now, I said to Winston, if they wanted to not go toward allowing campus carry, then what they could do is they could, metal detect everybody and periodically do routine checks and random checks if they didn't want to check everybody, which is nearly impossible in a campus with tens of thousands of students. So the other measures would have to be extreme, and they would have to be measures made by the campus themselves, and they would have to be far too drastic, and none of them are realistic scenarios. So the only realistic scenario that we have is to do what other states have been doing. Other states, including Arkansas, Colorado, Idaho, Kansas, Mississippi, Oregon, Utah, Tennessee, Texas, Wisconsin. We have to jump on that bandwagon and allow campus carry because our students are safer with it. Because these attacks that are happening on campus aren't even by the hands of people with gun permits a lot of the times. These people, you know, one of the boys, the story was he had stolen a gun from his parents. Several others had had them illegally. And, you know, when someone takes the time to get a gun permit, they generally take it more seriously. So if we give people, gun holders, more privileges, then they will take those privileges more seriously because, you know, with great responsibility, or with, you know, what is it? With great success or whatsoever comes great responsibility. So with privilege comes more responsibility. So the more privilege you give these gun holders, the more responsibility naturally they're gonna take up for themselves. So tomorrow we'll have a couple more people on the line from Kennesaw State University to discuss their opinions on the matter. It looks like Winston was either really shocked by my opinions or something happened with his phone connection. Not sure. Is he back on?
No, he just texted and said the call dropped.
Okay, so his call dropped. We'll have to get him back. We'll get him on the line next show, and we'll get back with him. And we'll see what he has to say, if he has to say any more. If not, we'll get some other callers on the line from Kennesaw State University to see what they had to say. Again, this has been approved by Governor Nathan Deal. And, you know, until recently, it was totally prohibited to carry firearms in school safety zones, even by concealed carry weapons permit holders. Are you people going to protest this? I wonder if people are going to protest this on campus. That's what I need to look out for on campus. Because there were protests going on the other week. We had covered that. And so anyway, this is just permitting concealed carry handguns. Handguns, not machine guns. This is not going to be like a Call of Duty video game on campus. This is going to be a subtle change. If you're out there thinking that this is going to be drastic and scary, it's just going to be a subtle change. Can we show that funny political cartoon one more time before we break? So this is, you know, people are fearing things like this. It sounds stupid, but literally people are scared. See, he's got a big machine gun or some futuristic looking gun in his hand that says campus carry. And the teacher said you're supposed to use the pencil. Nothing like that is going to happen, people. This is something that's put in place for defense. Just like the U.S. stocking nuclear warheads during the Cold War, yes, that is a drastic comparison, but nonetheless, it's comparable. Stay tuned in tomorrow for Thursday's episode of the Katie Sassine Show. We will hear from more students from Kennesaw State University on the concealed carry approval by Nathan Deal in university campuses. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you here tomorrow, same time, same place.